Before there was Lewis Hamilton, before there was Jenson Button, even before there was Hill, Mansell, Hunt, Stewart or Clark, there was Moss. He was the first, and so became the very model of the modern British superstar racing driver.
Oh, I have to put it at the top. Because the driving style, you see, driving on a racetrack, you know exactly where you go into the corner, where the apex is, where you come out, and all that stuff. You know all that. When you go on a road race like the Mille Miglia, 1,000 miles, you don't know any of the corners, and there are people standing on the side so you can't see.
It has been a roller coaster, and it has been a Hollywood movie, and it's been spectacular, and it's been a lot of fun for everyone involved. I've always said that I wouldn't want to just go through life and do the same thing every day, and I'm definitely not doing that this season. I'd rather have lots of negatives, lots of positives, emotional roller coaster, which is what we've had, and that's what drives me forward. That's what keeps me excited and interested in Formula One.
No, but I mean, it's been said by other Formula One drivers, hasn't it? I mean, that must rankle a bit.
Well, I think that's the whole point of the sport. The whole point is, it's not who deserves it, it's the guy that gets it. It's not who, why don't they take a vote and decide who they'd like to give it to at the start of the season and save everyone the trouble. I mean, the point is, it's exciting because nobody knows what's going to happen. And whether you like it or not, whoever wins, that's the guy who's won. And you have to accept that's the result, whether you think you should have won or not.
When you become a world champion, when it's your dream and your lifetime ambition, it's an amazing experience in itself. So to be able to do it in FW14 and to have my formative years and to win like I did with Ferrari as well is just incredible. But those two cars, not even being prejudiced in any way, they're the most two iconic cars, certainly in my career, like there's no tomorrow. So, and the memories you got with them is just astounding. These cars, they all want to try and kill you. The barriers are right on the edge of the circuit, so you make a mistake, you hit the concrete wall, you hit the barrier.
When he's in that car with another 24 cars behind him, what is it that makes you win? What is it that makes you a champion?
And he was a champion. Twice at Formula One, plus winner of the Indy 500 in America, and at the end of his career, Le Mans too. Racing's triple crown. No one had done that before, and no one's done it since. Incredible.
How do you find the difference between Grand Prix racing and the type of racing at Indianapolis?
Well, I prefer Grand Prix type racing, road racing. Indianapolis is their major race of the year. There's only one track like it in the world at the moment, and therefore you must practice quite a great deal and get the car set up on it.
And what are your future plans? Will you race at Indianapolis next year? Will you go there again?
Well, everyone in America keeps asking me that, but at the moment I don't know. I've come back to carry on with the European season and try and get the championship back, so we'll wait and see how we get on with that.
Down at Brands, I gave him a map of the track. I said, just fill in the map. I went back up to the garage to see the guys, and I came back into the front of the race trailer half an hour later, and you still got a blank piece of paper there, not one word on it. I said, come on, mate. And he actually said, I can't write English. And so I filled it in for him, but his, you arrive at Paddock Bend, it was like that. A bit of turn in, okay, then a bit of oversteer. So we did a whole lap with a hands debrief. Ayrton could sit and tell you every corner, every part of the corner, what the chassis is doing, what the engine's doing, whereas Mika would just drive the car, get out, great, But as far as the talent goes, they very equal.
So, every time before I go into the car, I fear very much my health or my life. I know I have a well-built car, well prepared by the mechanics, everything, but I am I'm using it to certain conditions that not always the car is capable of coping. And I know I can die, or I can have a tremendous impact in my future life.
Steering wheel, flaps and steering wheel here. Hey! Hey! Steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on! Move! So everywhere is the f***ing flaps out.
What happened? I crashed.
There's a bloke standing in front of me. Move! What do you mean? We are behind Bottas. Confirm, we are behind Bottas. How did we end up behind him? Why we did it so earlier?
He was leading the race, Kimi.
Ah, okay, I thought that they were the other way around.
More difficult because I suppose the cars were not quite as good as they are today, and things could let you down. But I think if I was talking to people, young people today, I'd say if you can consider a man who was as good as Senna, Prost, Piquet, any of those guys you like, and yet was really simpatica, who raced because he loved racing, that is what he was. I mean, this man was immensely fast. Fast because he loved to drive fast, because he enjoyed it. Ethical to the point where you will never find anybody who will say one thing on him, you know, did he have a shunt here or that? It didn't come into the equation.
I don't want to say it's easy for the driver or not. All I can say is if you are 17 years old and you are very talented to drive, you can sit in a car and drive because you don't know, you don't need to understand anything. You only need to be quick and don't make mistake. In the past, that doesn't help because if the car have a problem, you don't know how to say to the engineer what the problem was the car.
I went to a competition, my very first competition in Scotland, and I won it. My first ever competition, and the trophy was this big. It was the biggest thing that ever happened to me. Bigger than winning the British Grand Prix, bigger than winning the World Championship, because for the first time, I was better than other people. Every young dyslexic needs to have a chance of doing something that gives them pride. And I think dyslexics, when they find something they're good at, do they try harder, and then they succeed with it.
I think when I started in Formula One, my idea was to be for 7 or 8 years. Then I won the 2 championships, and I thought I will race maybe 1 or 2 more years, and then I will stop. But that was my idea. And now I find myself, you know, with the longest career ever in Formula One, and I still fresh. I still motivated. I still enjoying every single day. I wake up in the morning and I'm happy of what I'm doing.
Without any doubt, it's 86. It is obviously the championship where I won it, but the whole team behind me won it. That means we never gave up. We didn't have the best car during this season. For sure, the Williams with the Honda engine was better. So in this case, you have a better satisfaction at the end. And the way we won it, the last race in Australia was amazing. That was the first time in my career that the other driver helped the team to be successful.
To win the World Championship, that's the goal. The attitude, the character, it's not changed that much. A lot of eyes on it, and that makes it also, I think, more nerve-wracking. Definitely for me. Yeah. For him, it's just another race, and he will drive as fast as he can and try to win the race. For me, as a father, and standing and can't help him, or, I'm already nervous now. I know Max will do everything possible to achieve what we dreamed of, and he will go for it. I'm sure about that.
Fantastic, you're a 4-time world champion. Brilliant, brilliant drive. You joined the greats. Well done.
Unbelievable, guys. We did it! Yes! Yes!
And I could watch a man doing donuts to celebrate a race win, race after race after race.
I wonder how much that'll cost him in fines, but it's probably worth it.
Bowing before the bull. Sebastian Vettel, world champion in 2010, 11, 12 and now 13. Take a bow, son.
And it seems to mean just as much to him as the first one.
When I retired, my best friend said, "Why are you stopping? It's too early. Why are you stopping? You're making so much money and you're having fun and everything." And it's a very personal decision. Has always been my thinking about when to stop any kind of sport. And it's funny now, most people ask me all the time, well, how is Nico? Is he regretting or how is he? I said, look, what do you think about it? And I say, I see a very happy son. Now that's what counts. So he must have been the right choice. He's enjoying what he's doing. He's got a lovely family, and like I do, and everybody's happy.
My whole life, people have said you can't. When I was a kid, people said you can't. And so just blocking it out and continuing to believe, that's been the key. And then proving people wrong is the best thing ever.
So first of all, thank you very much, whoever gave me the award. I know it's very important. But I want to say one thing. I've seen a lot of people here winning and losing. So I'd like to dedicate this award to the losers. Because I tell you from my own experience, winning is one thing, but out of losing, I always learned more for the future. So I got stronger in losing. And one thing is really worrying me. Our world today is not really turning in the right direction. I don't want to go into details. The sport, I think, should be the best ambassador for the future generation to get us closer together again.
1,000% focus on what you do. Yeah. I mean, you want to win races, you want to win championship, you better focus on that one. You don't worry for what is the side business. Yeah. And I think because I have set some new standards in that respect, not only fitness, but in other respects. And I think the smart young generation can easily understand and see. And if they want to go a similar route, then they know what could be some of the guidelines. Yeah. They not all have to be the same, because each one is a different character and each one has to find his own path. But it's, as I said before, I will look at every person around in order to try and absorb something and learn from it and still keep on developing myself. And that's probably the most important bit.